Hi everybody. So what I'm going to show how to read latest file from the FTP location. Sometimes there are a lot many files which gets created, but you only wanted to read the latest file and discard everything else. So let's look at how you can achieve the same in integration. So first of all, so here you can see we have couple of files here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have a data on in all those files. But if you see the last modified date, so this is the recently modified file, and you can see they are old files as well. So what I would like to read this latest file whenever I send a request to the FTP and discard everything else. So let's look at how this can be achieved. So let's proceed and achieve the same. So for this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create an app driven orchestration. Let's say read latest file from FTP. And here it will be like com, not this one, FTP, and click on a create button. So here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my REST trigger connection, and let's say get data next, and let's say employees get, and let me see, I will not send any request, but I will get the response back next. And on the response screen, I need a JSON, so I click on JSON inline, and here what I'm going to do, I'm going to say, first of all, I will say the file name, which will be read, and then employees, and then this one, first name, email, age, qualification. And let's say I would like to read ID as well. Okay, so I wanted to read all those things. Okay, now what happened? Employees ID, or maybe there should be comma 1. Next, and then finish. Now you have to do first list all the files, and from that list I will sort the file. So first of all, let's use the FTP connection which I have here, which is called FTP connection, and I'm going to use list file operation. First of all, let's say list files, which will give me the listing of all the files. Click next. So here we have another operation called list files, which will allow you to list all the files from your location. And here you can put the pattern, what kind of file you would like to list. So I'm saying I would like to read or list all the file which has the extension CSV. How many files would you like to list? So let's say 100. What will be the minimum age? And do you want to list the files recursively or not? Let's say, yes, I want the file to be read from the subfolders of the demo. Next, and then finish. Now that will give me the listing of the file. Now, next I will use the same FTP connection to read a file. Let's say read file. Click on the next button, and let's say read a file ASCII, and here I will put the folder name, and I can remove it. I don't need, because I will take the folder from of that file which I would like to read. Next, and I wanted to read the CSV file, so to a next, and drop or read your CSV file. This is the format of my file that I have: ID, first name, last name, age, email address, and qualification, and let's say EMP and EMP set. Next, and finish. Now here, what I want, here I would like to give the file name which is my latest. So here I have to do some logic. So first of all, I wanted to do a looping here on this file. So when you list the file, it will give you the response. And in this response, you can also see the number of files which will be listed. So this item count will give you the number of files that are there on the FTP. So sometimes you wanted to need the number of files you have. So you can use this item count. Okay, and here we can see the file is of a array type. So what I will do here, I'll do a for each, create target node and use the XSLT and expand it. Use this XSLT function called for. Put it over the file name. And then here I will loop on this file. Then what I want, I would like to put a sorting here. So how I will do, let me show you. Also, before doing the sorting, let me put this file name to file name and directory to directory. Now, I will go into the XSLT and here after the for each, I'm going to use a function called sort. XSL sort. Sort is the function of XSLT on which we have a last modified date. So last modified date NS23. Okay, so there's a last modified time as well, which will come from the list file response. I would like to sort on this and on order descending. So whatever file will come first. So here I am making a if condition test. If the position is 1, then only give that file name. So here what I am going to do, I am going to do this. Let's make a closing this one. And then I also need the directory under this for each year. So I can remove it. That's all. Now here is the logic. So first I am looping over the response of the list. Under for each, I am making a sort which will run on the last modified time and order is descending. And here the first position, I am just doing a condition, the position first. On the position first, use that file name and then map to directory. That's it. Now, since the sort function is not there in the OIC, so you can, let's validate this first of all. So you cannot go to the designer mode now because sort function is not supported. Okay, that's fine. Right, now you can close the mapper. And now whatever response will come, you can map here, edit. Okay, so in the response wrapper, let's use the read file response, and that read file response also will give you the exact file name which has been written. Right. So I'll put file name to file name, employees, employee set, EMP, put EMP to this, IT, first name, last name, age, email, and then qualification. That's it. Validate and then close your mapper. Apply. Sometimes it is not validated and you close the mapper, hence it asks for the validation. Now enable it. Save and come back. Now here you can activate your integration audit mode. and let's run it. Now let's try to test it. So here, click on run. So you don't need to pass any request. You simply run your integration and it should read the latest file and should give the data from that file only. So here you see the file employee01, which was the latest one, which you modified at last. You see all the data that from this employee0.csv file. Now let's do one thing. Let's do, ensure yes, our latest file is picked up. Let's try to update some other file. So let me update this file emp2. Okay, and let me change something here. Okay, let me change. So I have opened that file, I have closed that file as well, and let me refresh. Okay, so here now you see the latest time, last modified time is 200949. And now when I will run my integration again, emp$2.csv file should be picked up. So let me go ahead there and then run it again. Okay. Right. Here you see employee_.2csv is read now. So this is how you can use the XSLT functions to do some logic in XSLT. That's all about this. Thank you. Bye-bye.